What's going on, everybody? Doki the Dingus, aka Wagon Fruit here, and welcome back to Doki the Uncut. This time, we have our third ever live comm, and we have a special guest with us. Say hello.
Yeah, hello. I am Central, aka Central Fox, and I'm delighted to be on this live comm with you here, Wagon Fruit. How's it going?
Aw, fuck yeah. It's going great. What do you think about this matchup here? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm a little bit biased because I helped Lostl build a little bit, but I think that looking at the 6 that were brought from Goose and as well as the 6 that were brought from Lostl, I think that it's going to be interesting. Alomomola is a little bit scary, but knowing what's on Lostl's side, I'm a little bit happy to see that a certain Mon isn't here. I will say that.
Yeah, yeah, looks like Aloe is a little bit annoying to break. Like, maybe a bunch of, like, different attacks, maybe like an AV for the Moth, could be really annoying to break. I am interested in Ogerpon because I did take a little gander at this matchup before we started, and Ogerpon, while good into everything individually, has a huge move slot syndrome, and it really can't fit all the moves it wants. It really wants, like, Rock Slide or Play Rough for the Ments. It needs Ivy Cudgel for general damage. It needs a grass move. It might want to run Swords Dance, but can't really fit it because it also needs, like, a ground move for Moth. It's really weird. So I'm really interested in what Ogerpon tries to do here. Maybe it'll just be 4 attacks and no U-turn. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. That Mon puts in so much work. It can do a variety of different things. And what's its ability on the Hearthflame one again? I'm forgetting, right? Oh, it's Mold Breaker.
Yeah, it's
that's
Mold
right.
Breaker, Mold Breaker.
Yeah,
which doesn't. I don't think it affects anything here except for, like, if the chimecho is Terra Steel and it doesn't have, and the Ogerpon doesn't have a fire move, it can instead, like, Stomping Tantrum Mold Breaker it, which is an interesting interaction. We'll see if that happens.
That's true.
Speaking of, Chimecho's here. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if Goose did prep for that Chimecho. I'm pretty surprised to... If I was Goose, I would be very surprised to see Chimecho here.
It's super interesting. It's super interesting. Because, like, the Dark type on Goose's team is super solid, but it also, like, isn't good into this matchup with, like, the combination of Grimmsnarl and Zapdos. Super easy to stop, and, I mean, it doesn't want to be U-turning around on Zapdos. It's going to get static parried. So bringing Chimecho into this team, which doesn't end up having a Dark type at all, could end up being insane. We'll see if it's like some kind of annoying Thunder Wave set or it's some kind of stored power set. Alright, the battle starts. See the lead Palafin. Classic stuff. Revavroom. This is Terra Revavroom, right?
Yes, I believe that is the case. I think that it's flying and water, so
flying and water.
Looks like Goose is going to be putting on the early pressure into this baby form. Crasher Wake Palafin here. We'll see what happens here. I imagine Lostl will probably try and switch it out to get it into its hero form, but the question is, how's he going to go around that?
Ooh, we see the lead taunt. Do we see the shift gear? Oh, toxic spot. Oh, no, it's just toxic.
Okay, regular toxic, yeah.
Wow. That's pretty decent prep. Obviously, the Terra Water doesn't want to allow in the Moth, so clicking toxic is generally pretty free. I was actually kind of expecting, because it led off, to be Toxic Spikes, which there is a grounded poison there, but if he can force him into a position where Moth can't come in and the Palafin is there, no boots, a Toxic Palafin is way, way worse than a not Toxic one.
Yeah, for sure. Fantastic play on Lostl's part to shut that down.
That taunt was fantastic. I really don't think there was any button, like attacking button, coming out that turn. Even though that would have punished him really hard if it was like Gunk Shot. I do think that taunt was really good. Super cool prep. That might lead us to believe that that is like a bulk up taunt. Palafin might have revealed that. Also could just not.
Potentially so.
Yeah, it could just not be that. But that was still a great play. Prevented a lot. And if you get this switch right without too much damage, looking like an early activation with no punish, which is incredible. You see the Gunk Shot. Oh, and a miss! Oh, what a fantastic... That is a crazy start from Lostl. Oh, you couldn't ask for a better start. It's Terra Watered already. You've already revealed it, and you're in a advantageous position. So you can call out like treads with Heat Wave, but does he do it? Just the T-Bolt. I think that's pretty safe. Treads can't really damage like a physically defensive Zapdos too well. It does get coverage moves for
it's
it.
like Ice Spinner and some rock moves as well, but
Right.
I believe that
just the Volt Switch does a nice 10% of chip.
I was gonna say Heat Wave definitely hits this Iron Treads for a lot of damage, and we'll see what comes in. It's gonna be the Azelf.
Azelf coming in, taking 41
and get burned. Wow,
possibly big burn if this is like some kind of knockoff explosion kind of Azelf, but it might just be a special Azelf. We'll see. But that's a really good chip on Azelf, and it's definitely just dead to a stab electric move here. If he wants to go for that, he also has the Grimmsnarl in the back. He also has the Chimecho in the back, which I don't know if that's like advisable, but at the same time, it's not so bad. He doesn't really want to click U-turn here. He's not really getting much out of that. We're probably going to see some kind of stab move come out, or just like Stealth Rock, I would probably guess. Yeah,
we'll see what Goose does here. I would imagine that rocks look pretty good into this matchup. I mean, you have Moth, Zapdos, Salamence. They're all going to be weak to those Stealth Rocks every time they switch in, assuming that they do not have those heavy-duty boots on. They're going to be taking a lot of chip. And Zapdos, potentially Salamence too, are probably going to be some key defensive pieces for Lostl, since I think that Salamence looks like it's going to be the potential Ogerpon check with Intimidate.
Yeah, that combined with the fact that if the Azelf is knock, and then the Ogerpon and the Treads also might have knock, that could knock off some boots, but we do just see the Psychic for chip into Zapdos, and Azelf goes down. That was honestly a really scary piece on Goose's side. You're really thankful to get that off the field here. But we do see the Ninetales come in. It's going to be a very, very free Aurora Veil. Hopefully he can withstand whatever offensive pressure comes out of this Ogerpon here, if that's what it's gonna try to happen. See, just a freeze dry. Okay, you take that fine, right? Wow, this is looking fantastic. We do see an early booster proc, but like you're up a Mon, Zapdos is just chipped, no hazards. You're in a advantageous position here. It's looking really good for Lostl. Fiery Dance, no boost, unfortunately.
Yeah, no boost is going to be unfortunate here, because this Alomomola will probably be able to eat up any potential energy balls from Flint the Iron Moth here with really no issue. It's so fat. Amazing 170-something HP base. That's just absolutely crazy for this guy.
Yeah, I think it's like 160 or so. It's pretty insane, and that is like very, very little damage from Fiery Dance. So it might be Assault Vested, which into this team I definitely agree with. There's most of Lostl's draft, while this team isn't that especially offensive, most of Lostl's draft is. So I do definitely agree with Assault Vest here, and that also plays around some kind of special Palafin that's trying to get around Aloe, like that way with like Grass Knot or Boom Burst or something like that. So this Aloe is really good. Probably just going to see a flip turn, and the momentum shifts back into Goose's favor. I'm super interested in seeing what Chimecho wants to do here. I mean, it hasn't come out early, not trying to Thunder Wave anything just yet, so maybe it's some kind of sweeper set with Cosmic Power. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Only time will tell. Cosmic Power does look pretty interesting into this matchup, because there's not too much that can really hit it. If this Alomomola has Mirror Coat, then that's going to be a huge issue for it. But we'll see about that.
That'd be pretty funny. I think the Ninetales might also just have Encore. Can also set the Veil to try to mitigate damage in the early parts of that setup. But it looks pretty threatening. I mean, Treads usually just likes to attack. Maybe can knock off the lefties, but that's about it. Ogerpon eventually, I mean, at the start, will be doing heavy damage to it, but if it gets boosted up enough, it's not going to do much unless you get a crit. I'm expecting Chimecho here to be Terra Steel, so while Reverum does have Toxic, that might end up not doing anything. So, we'll see. But
yeah, potentially so. Looks like Lostl's probably thinking on what he wants to switch into here, because this is a pretty free flip turn and momentum grab here from Goose. So So
yeah, if I were Lostl, I would definitely just be hard switching out to Zapdos right now. Try to get that static. You're already chipped on Zapdos. Nothing else really wants to take much damage, even though Immense won't really take much. It looks like it might want to just Dragon Dance for an endgame, maybe. So probably just want to go Zapdos there. And, I mean, this is a pretty free flip turn from Aloe, so I'm very interested to see what they're thinking about. Maybe even Lostl's thinking about staying in, which I definitely don't agree with, because that Fiery Dance did nothing. Okay, just hard Palafin. That's also fine. Flip turn doing 8. And I'm curious to see if he wants to go back to Ninetales here for a Freeze Dry to threaten, or just go to Ogerpon and try to threaten with a Grass move. One of the two. Very good decision.
yeah, both of those are fine decisions. Ninetales here looks really good as well, because you can predict Crash or Wake to switch back out and just set up a free Veil if you want to get spicy like that. But it is going to be the Ogerpon coming in.
Yep.
And we'll most likely see an Ivy Cudgel or potentially another U-turn on a switch. We'll see what Goose decides to click here.
I'm also curious if he considered going into Terra Watered Reverie, because he already revealed the Toxic, but I mean, I don't know if you want to risk taking so much damage on Palafin after that. So Reverie could have been a good like 50-50 here, but he just wants to go for some damage. The Zapdos is low, so Grass move is decently free, but there is a Salamence that's threatened by Play Rough afterwards, but you can chip it down, or you can chip its attack down with Intimidate. We do see Intimidate. Oh, we see a Swords Dance. Okay, so I'm really wondering what these 3 moves are going to be. Is it no Fire move? I wonder.
Yeah, we'll see. And Fire move, especially Cudgel, was looking pretty scary into Lostl's team, because while it doesn't really hurt Salamence too much, I believe that it is actually not a contact move, and so that never procs static from Zapdos, which is something for Lostl to consider for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now that we have this attack boost, we'll see what Goose would want to click in this position. Maybe it will go for Play Rough.
Maybe. I mean, what I'm expecting now that I see Swords Dance is I'm expecting this moveset to be Grass move, whatever that may be, Power Whip, Horn Leech, whatever. I'm expecting, maybe even Trailblaze. I'm expecting Play Rough, and I'm expecting Stomping Tantrum for the Iron Moth. But honestly, that's not even that secure to me, because it does Speed Tie the Moth, which is max speed because it's booster energy. You absolutely know it's max speed. You see the Play Rough, quad resisted, taking that okay. Does he want to go for this Speed Tie? Or do you want to go back to Mence, scout out the Stomping Tantrum, and maybe catch a switch out? I wonder.
Yeah, we'll see. Last time it looked like Goose was really content to just go into Aloe and threaten a... Oh, yeah, and it's going to be the same thing.
Goes for that
and
Speed
most
Tie?
likely another flip turn. And yeah, Lostl really having the guts to go for that Speed Tie, so that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, expect it.
If you want, I mean, it's hard to fit all the moves. Like, maybe he's just calling out that he has Ivy Cudgel, and he straight up can't fit Stomping Tantrum, so that is probably fine. You always live any hit from +1 there. I mean, I'm expecting that because it's booster speed, the rest of the investment goes into defense here for the Ogerpon. So you kind of just live any hit if it's not Stomping Tantrum. And Aloe is also a very free switch into Moth here. So this is really interesting.
Yeah. Something else to note is that at the end of this turn, Aloe did not reveal any leftovers or anything like that. And so you have to wonder if you're Lostl now, if that's AV damage on that.
Oh. Central?
Sorry, my mic cut out there. I was saying that that attack from Flint definitely didn't do a lot, and so you probably have to consider maybe if that's AV damage or not on this Aloe. Or potentially it has some other item, but it's definitely not going to be healing up passively with those leftovers. It may be relying on Wish to do so.
Yeah, I mean, if it's AV, it can't even do that. It might literally just be an AV flip turn Aloe. I mean, that Fire Dance did 10. That Sludge Wave did 21. That's no damage. And Aloe's SpDef stat isn't really even that high. It's just the HP stat, so I really do think this is like almost max SpDef AV. Like, I don't think it could be anything else, really. I'm looking at my calc over on the side. I'm cheating a little bit, but if it's just like a standard allo with a lot of SpDef, it takes like almost half from a sludge wave. So this is definitely AV.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Lostl can pick up on that. And then that begs the question, does Mirror Coat work with AV? I'm assuming it does.
Yeah,
That'd be something as well for Lostl to consider.
I do believe it does. Mirror Coat does count as an attacking move. So, yeah, Mirror Coat could definitely be on this. And honestly, since it's AV, I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Like, AV versus Zapdos, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Possibly carrying Ice Beam or just like Play Rough for the Salamence. Yeah, this Allo could be really, really annoying here. One thing to note.
Rough.
Yeah, it does get Play Rough.
Learn something new every day. That's crazy.
One thing to
We
note.
could just see another flip turn here as Goose is going to grab some more momentum. We'll see if he goes straight back into Ogerpon or not.
I think he will. One big thing to note is that interaction already happened, and goes Ninetales. That interaction already happened, and Goose took absolutely zero chip from all of those interactions. It's only been Lostl that's been taking chip ever since Allo started flip turning. This Mon is really, really good now. This Mon is crazy. All right. That Aurora Veil goes up. Yep, Aurora Veil goes up. So now this Swords Dancing Ogerpon is even scarier. This Moth is getting chipped down. And, damn, Ogerpon's putting in more work than I expected. I'm not going to lie. That Energy Ball is going to do a fat 13!
Oh,
Super
my
effective,
goodness.
my ass, dude. Super effective, my ass. 13% from a super effective Energy Ball. That is
so this is
absurd.
Alomomola holding an Assault Vest behind an Aurora Veil from Ninetales.
Yeah, that is, and then this is not even max special attack Iron Moth because it's booster speed. So that was like that's so little damage. That's actually kind of insane to me. But yeah, this is another free.
Is gonna be.
This is another free flip turn. Something else is taking more chip. Also, really needs to find a way around this. I think one way he could try to get out is to once again get that static proc off on Allo on a flip turn. If he wants to do that, he might end up just having to sack something and get his own screens up with Grimmsnarl maybe, or just get like a parting shot off with Grimmsnarl and get some pivoting going. But ever since this Azelf died, he has been having a really hard time breaking through. We'll see. We'll see how he tries to manage this. This Allo is super annoying for his whole team. It's crazy. And Zapdos being chipped is not helping. Definitely not.
No, not at all. This Allo is crazy, and Goose has been managing it so well.
Absolutely.
Grabbing so much momentum using this Regenerator Mon here, and gradually chipping down this Iron Moth, the Palafin, and now Looker the Grimmsnarl as well is going to take some heat. We'll see what he goes into.
Looker the Grimmsnarl is a great name, by the way. But yeah, I do understand the Grimmsnarl switch after he tried both resists, didn't really work out. He made zero progress, so he's just going to Grimmsnarl to get some prankster stuff off. That makes a lot of sense to me. The Veil turns are being wasted, which is good. Well, I'm guessing it's either going to be Treads or Ogerpon coming in. We do see just Treads. Super safe. I mean, through screens especially, Grimmsnarl isn't doing anything to Treads. Unless it has like Brick Break, maybe? That could be cool. Brick Break might be cool. We'll see.
That would certainly be interesting tech, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's Steel Move Treads, I mean, either Reflect or Parting Shot is really the only play you can do here. And there's no ground type on Lostl's team at the moment, so Volt Switch is also like free momentum as well. This is looking really, really annoying. Goose, it's crazy because I've seen Goose say in chat that his team is hyper offense. This is not what a hyper offense team looks like. Like this is just. I mean, the fat is insane. There's so much fat. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Volt Switch and Flip Turn looking really free into Lostl's team. That's
super
true.
Free. Yeah, I mean, the Azelf got sacked, and now he's just been in a dominating position ever since. It's been crazy. Maybe that was just like calculated Azelf sack. Just knew that something would have to take some chip, and then he'd get this momentum. I don't know. I mean, this is insane. Like, Lostl's up a Mon, but it doesn't feel like he is. He hasn't been able to break through ever since.
Yeah, it's tough to regain that footing. That's for sure. We'll see what he does here. Potentially maybe going off to one of his physical type walls in, I guess, maybe Zapdos or Salamence. It's really hard to predict. But I think that, or maybe he does just go for, Reflect.
Okay,
and we
goes
see
for Reflect.
Earthquake from this Treads. Interesting.
It's very cool. I mean, everything, including like the Aloe flip turns, has been physical other than the Ninetales stuff. So goes into Zapdos, really great play. You can get this Roost off, and now you're looking back into this game. I think that was a great maneuver. He risked.
Yeah, excellent positioning from Lostl right there. As you said, he has a pretty free Roost right now.
Absolutely.
This Treads may just go for Volt Switch and try and dip, but Aurora Veil turns are getting wasted. Zapdos is going to be healthy again. And yeah, it's looking a lot better now for Lostl.
The best thing about this for Lostl is as he roosts, if he wants to go Ninetales, you get the snow back up, but there's only 2 more turns of Veil. So by the time Zapdos is out and something else is being threatened, that Veil won't be up anymore, and Ninetales might need to take a hit, and that's actual progress. Now that we know that the Aloe is not Wish and it's like definitely AV, that's genuine progress that you're making. And I mean, the only way I could see him from stopping this Roost is a crit. That's the only way. This Reflect is super helpful right now.
Yeah, even if he decides to predict the Roost and go for a super effective Earthquake on this Zapdos as it loses its flying type, like that's not really doing anything because of this Reflect from Grimmsnarl. It's not really worth doing that. If I was Goose here, I'd definitely just be clicking Volt Switch, I think.
That's real, but also that flying type, that losing the flying type thing is only really applicable when Zapdos is faster, and if the Treads is speed invested, that's not even going to be a factor. Yeah, so he couldn't even go for that Earthquake.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. That's true. And out comes the Volt Switch. We'll see what Goose decides to go into, trying to re-grab some momentum, and it is going to be Ninetales threatening a big ice move now on Volkner.
Yep, threatening big ice move. But generally, it's not one that packs too much of a punch. Maybe even Chimecho might want to take this, since Iron Moth is getting chipped, and you kind of really want it to be healthy for the Ogerpon that clearly doesn't have Stomping Tantrum. But the big thing is that Zapdos just got healed, and this Aurora Veil only has 2 turns left. So by the time Ninetales wants to switch out, the Veil will not be up anymore. And that, or Chimecho comes in and he gets the Aurora Veil up, as maybe Chimecho clicks Thunder Wave or clicks Cosmic Power, both of which are really good for Lostl. So these next few turns are going to be pretty pivotal for the remainder of this mid game to see what Lostl actually wants to do to take advantage of the momentum that he might have.
Something to consider maybe for Lostl is the possibility, like you mentioned earlier, of Encore on this Ninetales, maybe going to waste some more Roost PP on this Zapdos. We'll see though. It's interesting, but right now, if I'm Lostl, I'm a little bit scared of a potential ice move.
Yep. And
this Zapdos is most likely physically invested, or Fizdef invested, and as a result, maybe it doesn't want to take that fat Blizzard / Ice Beam.
Right. Or maybe it's just Freeze Dry, just to cover Palafin. It might not be that attacking, like, invested. It might not have 2 ice moves. But another thing that's possibly very scary from this Ninetales is Hypnosis. That would be really, really bad if it lands. That takes all the momentum that you might get from this turn totally away. We do see Hard Iron Moth. Freeze Dry, that's going to do very little damage to bring him down to 55. And this Veil is going away next turn. This is huge for Lostl. We are probably going to just see Aloe, and it looks like this Moth doesn't have... Do we see a double out? Oh no, it's just Fiery Dance. Oh, but the Veil goes away. Does he... the behind Reflect, does he want to go for this chip? This is a really interesting position.
Yeah, with that special attack boost, you gotta think that he doesn't really have a better time than now to fire off as big of an energy ball as he can, but this is a little more we're talking about holding an Assault Vest. I don't know how much it's gonna do, even with the boost. Sure, it's not behind a Veil anymore, but with that Regenerator, it's just gonna heal it back up eventually.
There,
But we'll see what Lostl decides to click here.
I will say there are two saving graces in this situation. One is that the reflect is up, so you can actually take a flip turn pretty decently. And two is that there's no Pokemon here that actually guarantees outspeeds Ironmoth. So if he wants to go for this Energy Ball, which I actually do advise at this point, you need to make some progress, and he gets flip turned on, he can actually stay in next turn, regardless of what it is, which is kind of crazy. Ironmoth is in actually a pretty decent position right now. And, I mean, if Aloe goes for a Scald, I mean, I'm guessing that this Energy Ball will do a little bit over 30. You'd end up getting 2 Energy Balls off, and just one regen isn't actually getting rid of all that. So, possible Moth W incoming here.
Yeah, we'll see. This Alomomola is definitely going to be a thorn in Lostl's side if he decides to switch out here, fearing some damage onto Flint, the Iron Moth.
Yeah.
So I guess better get some damage now rather than later when you have this boosted up Iron Moth with Energy Ball. Probably advisable.
On an Alomomola with no veil up. Very rare occasion.
Yeah. Once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah. We'll see what Lostl wants to do. I mean, now that Zapdos is healthy, I think going into it and actually trying to get that static proc is more reasonable. That 45% Energy Ball is actually crazy. We do see the Miracle. You are right. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Interesting.
Miracle actually comes out. That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, there's not too many offensive moves that Ellen wants to run, so Miracle coming out is not too surprising for me. I'm curious to see if Zapdos can even kill from this range. I think it can. Actually, it might not. It might not. So you don't want to go for that Thunderbolt if it doesn't kill, because then you'll just get Mirror-Coated again. That was not what you wanted to see from Lostl. That's crazy. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this Aloe is just too fat. Even if that was the best course of action, this Mirror Coat is making things even more difficult. Because, yes, like you said, you can just Mirror Coat this Zapdos. There's another possibility where you just switch it out on Zapdos and preserve that HP since it's looking so good into this matchup. But instead, we do see Palafin coming back in, threatening maybe a big close combat or something like that to try and chip away at this Aloe some more.
Right. We did see Taunt, so we know it's not banded, so I'm curious if he's going to go for a bulk up here. The Snow does run out next turn as well, so if Ninetales wants to hard switch in right now, it's not going to work. The Snow is going to go away, and like a +1 Palafin is going to do a lot of damage to a non-Snow boosted Ninetales. So this is still possibly a good situation for Lostl, but losing Iron Moth when honestly its defensive typing was so good here, it's not fun. It might have been the best thing you could do because the game was running away from you. But maybe this could be a good time to get some momentum back. We'll see. One more turn of Reflect also covers Ogerpon coming in, which is very clutch. Do you see just the Boom Burst? It's Taunt Boom Burst. That's pretty cool. Scald. Do we see a burn? No burn. That's really good. Aloe's decently low. The regen is going to get him back up, but it can't really stay in right now.
No, it definitely can, because another Boom Burst might kill now with this special attack raise.
Yeah.
That one did 20 and it's at 31, so there's definitely a world where this might kill. Just a question of what is Goose going to pivot out into.
Yeah, the magic
of that treads.
The magic of Boom Burst right now is the only resist anymore now that the Revavroom is Terra is treads, and that just hates a water move, of course. So this could be a really good Palafin for the situation. Probably just gonna see another Boom Burst come out. I don't really see a reason not to. Definitely gotta take your damage where you can get it. And then, I mean, this Chimecho's not coming out, so maybe it's an endgame one. Maybe it's Cosmic Power.
Yeah, if it is set up, it's got to be scared of this Aloe being too healthy or Encore on Ninetales. There's a lot that it has to keep in mind before it can effectively set up.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
I mean,
we'll see what it does.
This Aloe is taking nothing from special attacks, so if he gets a turn wrong with Chimecho and a mirror coat goes off into it and that loses his win con, that could be the end of the game. Unless this Salamence can pull something out of its ass. But we'll see. But yeah, this is a pretty important turn here for Goose. He needs to really decide what he wants to take some damage here. And I don't think it should be Aloe. I think even if you live and you get a mirror coat off, it's not going to kill this Palafin because its HP stat is so high. But it could be the chip you want. Who knows? Maybe you can get your Aloe regened up later. You're still gonna You're still gonna have to end up taking a big boom burst with something that's not Aloe. So this is a pretty important turn.
It might be a pick your sack sort of situation for Goose right now. That's for sure.
Kinda, yeah.
But you have to also note that this throat spray being procced on Crasher Wake the Palafin, and as well as the booster energy being procced on Iron Moth, it looks like Lostl may be kind of running out of setup options on his team to win the game because he's burned 2 already. And there's this Chimecho in the back, which we don't know anything about. Potentially a stored power, cosmic power type set, or potentially this DD on Salamence or something like that. But you have to wonder, maybe this is messing with his long-term plans. I'm not sure what's going on that team. But it's definitely something to consider if you're Lostl, that you've burned some of your resources now that were temporary.
Yeah, that's very true. Hopefully he doesn't run out of steam. We do see hard treads on another boom burst. Understandable play. The reflect is going away here. Well, I'm wondering if he wants to play around him still having jet punch, even though he's special, or just wants to click volt switch and get that chip and try to even go back to Aloe. This is a really interesting turn. Lostl, I think in this position, I would actually want to click Boom Burst again. I do think that the Treads is going to either just hard switch out to Aloe or Volt switch out to Aloe. I think it's going to be one of the two. I do think you actually want to Boom Burst again. But we'll see if he just sees the thing in front of him and wants to click Surf or Hydro Pump or whatever. But I really do hope he clicks Boom Burst right now. Because he really needs to keep this Aloe low if he's gonna do this. Because
exactly. That's true.
If the Aloe comes back in and he gets a hit off on it, and he keeps it at the percent it's at before regen, actually goes for the Jet Punch, predicting the Volt Switch. Very, very cool. Doesn't go for the added momentum from Aloe, and actually just goes for the chip into Treads, which possibly understandable. It is the only resist to a Psychic move, so if that's what Chimecho wants to do, that could be good, maybe. Aloe, honestly, though, functions as a resist, I feel like, because that thing's not taking any damage for anything.
No, definitely not, yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll see. I'm very interested in what this Ogerpon is going to do. Is it going to try and potentially set up on a Crasher Wake switch with that Swords Dance that it's revealed?
Yep.
Or maybe just going to claim a kill? We'll see.
Yep. Big thing to note is because it's not the Grass type form, its Ivy Cudgel doesn't hit the Palafin, and the Grass move does make contact with Zapdos. So it's not a super safe click here from Goose. It does guaranteed revenge this Palafin if it stays in, which it honestly might since it's already used its Throat Spray. But if it clicks Grass move, does minimal damage to Zapdos and gets static proc, that is not fun. And there's no item that he can run to prevent that because of the mask. So yeah, Lostl has some opportunity here. I'm curious to see if he wants to call out an Ivy Cudgel trying to not make contact with Zapdos, or just sack off the Palafin to a Grass move, or switch to Zapdos on the Grass move. It could be a lot of things.
Yeah, potentially. Maybe even he might even go into like Salamence. We saw that was his initial pivot before, trying to get an Intimidate off onto this Ogerpon guy. But it did just set up that Swords Dance and then switch out after that, if I recall. So we'll see. Lostl definitely has his fair share of options, and it's a really tough choice in this position for both players, I think. As if you're Goose, you also don't know what button you want to click.
Absolutely. I think the switch to Salamence is a very smart thing to do. I really do. I think out of all of its moves, whatever this Ogre Pawn's full moveset may be, I think Swords Dance is the one you want to click the least. And I mean, I think Play Rough is the second least that you want to click. I think that Salamence here is a very smart switch. Covers both of the stab options. Like the big 50-50 between killing Palafin or not making contact with Zapdos. Salamence plays around all of it, and if Swords Dance does go up, you get the Intimidate off, so it's not the worst thing in the world as opposed to going Zapdos on a Swords Dance, right? So I think Salamence is a great middle ground. If you don't value your Palafin anymore and just want to go for damage, that's also a little bit reasonable. But this is a very important turn. I'm really interested to see what they do here. I think there's little wrong answers for Lostl here. I think he has 3 different plays that have merit. There's a lot he can do. If his last move is a special water move, I think that's his best click if he wants to stay in with Palafin. Like, Jet Punch is damage, but he's probably not invested in Jet Punch, seeing that damage into treads. So he wants to kind of punish an Ivy Cudgel or punish a Swords Dance if he's staying in. If he clicks Power Whip, he doesn't really want to click Jet Punch. He wants to go Zapdos, right?
Yeah, that would most likely be what he does if that's what he's thinking. Very interesting. We're already on, this is turn 25, and what, it's been like over half an hour of battling already, and so you can really tell that these two players are definitely both very invested in this battle, taking their time to think about the right play, and this is the turn to do that thinking, because there's, absolutely, like we said, there's just so many options for both of these players, and you gotta wonder what's gonna happen at the end of this turn, because it could change the battle for the worse or for the better for either of these guys.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there is almost even an argument for going Aloe here, which is kind of crazy. Like, expecting Palafin to stay in, but not wanting to commit to that Power Whip into Zapdos or Mence, and just going Aloe to get that regen off, expecting the water move from Palafin. Honestly, also a reasonable play, because after that you force it out with Mirror Coat. But like, there's so many options for both players. I think Goose has an argument for basically all of his moves in Ogre Pawn's moveset and a hard switch to Aloe right now, which is kind of crazy. Hard switch to Aloe does give up momentum for certain plays. Goose says, "You there?" Oh my god, they've been thinking on this turn for so long.
Yeah, it's definitely quite the predicament.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Lostl's really thinking, I guess. Goose has probably picked his move a while ago. Maybe just going for the safe Power Whip.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what he does.
That could be some psychological information for Lostl to maybe play off of, but I don't know. I never really liked those type of metagame your opponent type plays, you know. Yeah, Lostl.
Lostl's trying to think of how to get out of this. He has a lot of options. I don't think he might not be in the right mindset, because he does have a lot of good plays. They're not really. Lostl's saying sorry to the audience. Yeah, he has a lot of good plays. He doesn't have he all of his moves like are okay. I think the worst case situation is Ogre Pawn clicking Swords Dance, having Ivy Cudgel while Lostl goes into Zapdos. I think that's the worst possible situation here.
Yeah, most likely, huh? That's true.
Like that's
that
horrible.
Would be tough. That'd be really tough.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're really scared of that, then that option would not even be on the table, really. Yeah, this is very interesting, very very interesting.
Yeah, very important turn.
Goes for the Trailblaze. It lives the Trailblaze. It is actually Trailblaze. Boomburst doing 73, and that is super clutch.
Might kill. Whoa.
Oh my god.
That thinking must have paid off. The sorry to the audience must have paid off. You know, drop a like for both of these players thinking so hard on that turn. Because, wow, what an exciting turn event.
That's a crazy turn.
A crazy turn.
Because
this Ogre is going to get forced out. Wow.
Yeah, Goose picked right, but also never benefited. Like he straight up lost that turn. That was That was really, really bad. He's in Jet Punch range. He's forced out. That is so crazy. And I mean, surely you just click Jet Punch with Palafin. You don't go for a crazy read into hard Aloe with Boom Burst here. That would be totally nuts. Especially because the move that Ogerpon would be clicking is Trailblaze again, which is like, there's nothing you can do to revenge that thing anymore. So we're probably just going to see a Jet Punch from a Lostl. If you want to be super shiced, you click Boom Burst into the incoming Aloe. But that's really good for Lostl. That slacking spread of base stats from Palafin is really coming clutch here. Yeah, I think the possibility of Trailblaze means that staying in with Palafin, honestly, the right play. I think that's pretty huge, especially because like he lived it. He lived the highest damaging move in that situation.
Yeah, he lived it. That's true.
That's crazy. I mean, you always benefit considering you live that, which is insane. If he had a special water move, that might have done more damage. If it's just Surf, it might even be like equal damage. So that might have been just the best play that he had, and he made it. So good shit to Lostl.
Yeah, one could say expertly EV'd, assuming that there's EVs into HP or anything like that. But really, Palafin's hero form stats are just, oh man, they're so good. They're so good. There's a reason why this guy is an Uber and Smogon. There's a reason why this guy is round 1 in every single draft format.
Yeah.
What a crazy mon. And yeah, as you said, I think that another Trailblaze from this Ogerpon is pretty free, unless Goose wants to preserve it for some reason.
No, I mean, like if you want to preserve the Ogerpon, because at this moment it is faster than everything on the field, other than Palafin clicking Jet Punch. So, I don't think the Trailblaze is free. I think going to Aloe is very reasonable. I think it's really up to Lostl if he wants to overplay here, and Boom Burst on incoming Aloe. Does he do it? Jet Punch. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Aloe was Aloe was very expected, but I really respect the Jet Punch, just not overplaying and accidentally losing your priority move. That's totally reasonable. Lostl's team naturally is quite slow without Iron Moth with booster speed on the field, so just goes for that Boom Burst, actually sacrificing the last of his priority other than a Grimmsnarl status move. But I mean, Palafin did a lot. Did a lot.
Yeah, it did do a lot, but it's got to be worrying because this Aloe is getting regen back. It'll be up to around 50 again, and now Aurora Veil is about to come up. You have to wonder what's happening here. Oh, Looker. Interesting. So we could also see just a raw Moonblast from this Ninetales, trying to get rid of any prankster shenanigans this Grimmsnarl may have up its hairy sleeves. We'll see what Lostl decides to click here.
Yeah, I'm curious. Will we see a light screen from Grimmsnarl? Just a parting shot, maybe, if you want to keep this alive. Ooh, just a Thunder Wave. That's really good, actually. That's great. Actually lives that Moonblast as well.
Lives.
These clutch lives from Lostl. Holy crap.
Yeah, very clutch.
Yeah, that's
very clutch, and now there's a possibility that this Ninetales doesn't get Aurora Veil up, just because of that yellow magic. 25% chance that this guy does nothing now.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe that'll bail Lostl in the future.
That's super huge. I mean, Ninetales at this point at full health was looking so crazy, just having a super effective move on 3 Mons other than Chimecho. If it is Terra Steel Chimecho, it does wall it pretty well. But it being paralyzed is so insane for Goose. And you also get a screen up here. And if it gets fully parried, you get 2 screens up, which is crazy. Like, there's big opportunities. And I mean, if this Chimecho is set up, or maybe if Mence wants to come in and try to get the yellow magic to bail him, like, you have opportunities now. This is pretty crazy. Goose has 5 Mons alive, but 4 of them are very crippled. That player of missing.
Oh, okay. No, a miss. And Aurora Veil does go up. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Also, Ninetales still being faster than Grimmsnarl is crazy. Honestly expected, though. But honestly, I don't think that play rough would have done much between Snow and Veil, and possibly minimum attack Grimmsnarl. Yeah, probably not great. I think I would have more liked to see some screen go up. If he doesn't have light screen, maybe understandable. I still would like to see that reflect go up. I think with the light clay, that could help him in the future, even if it's not going to versus this Ninetales specifically.
That's true.
What the reflect does for him is, if he gets a reflect up as he dies, and Chimecho comes and tries setting up, this Ogre Pawn is with Swords Dance is probably like the best way to break through it if it's Terra Steel. So that reflect might cause it to live something, which is huge, right? I think.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, and we see Zapdos now.
Zapdos
it's going to take a freeze dry. Wow.
Very, very good click from Goose.
Indeed. It was pretty free into two of the three Mons in the back on Lostl's team, and it definitely would have killed 1 HP Grimmsnarl as well. So that's a good click from Goose, as you said, and you have to wonder if Lostl is going to let this Zapdos go down to maybe get some momentum into, I don't know, Chimecho setup. We'll see. It's going to be Roost.
Yeah. That happened because of the Roost dropping the flying type. It actually would have successfully gotten out of that healthily. So it was still like a good switch to Zapdos. Like, it still made sense because you can still Roost it off because it's paralyzed. So that Thunder Wave already showing its prowess here. And the Veil turns are getting wasted. This Grimmsnarl is still alive for a reflect, which is possibly crucial. If he doesn't end up like in a spot where he can click it, that's not great. Like, it's not a great position. But if he can actually get that reflect up and start setting up with Chimecho, which I'm assuming it is at this point, turn 33, it hasn't come out yet. Surely it is either Calm Mind or Cosmic Power. But that reflect might be crucial to living a hit from Ogre Pawn, or even this Revavroom. So I probably like keeping it alive because he didn't want to set it up on a possibly Encore Ninetales. One thing I do really like about how Goose is playing this Ninetales is he's not revealing his last move. That is super huge because that last move might be his entire counterplay in one slot to how to play around a setting up Chimecho. Revavroom goes for that. Oh, he gets parried, but he's Lumberry. Whoa!
Excellent prep on Goose's part to cure that paralysis. Wow, and Lostl knows it.
Yeah,
Lostl knows it, but
at the same time, that is still super huge for Lostl because now that Lumberry not being there means that the Prankster Thunder Wave actually works.
Indeed, yeah.
So that is super huge. I mean, you probably just have to sacrifice your Zapdos here, but you successfully get that para off if you want to try to do that. I mean, he can boost past it, but at the same time, if he does that, he's also allowing a reflect. So that is actually still a super clutch para. Actually going for Terra Blast and not killing.
Oh my goodness.
Volt Switch actually being an insanely great click there. Saving his Zapdos and getting a free switch out to Grimmsnarl. Holy crap. Yeah, Goose just not wanting to miss a gunk shot, but he actually low rolled. Oh, this is actually so huge for Lostl. You can definitely just go out to Grimmsnarl here, get that actual para off on this, and then later, because
it's going to be the Salamence, though.
Oh, very interesting. I mean,
it has that Intimidate, so Revavroom won't do as much damage. Maybe it can Dragon Dance once, but it's revealed that Toxic, and so its endgame is not going to be pretty for Salamence, and Ninetales switches in pretty free after it kills this Revavroom.
It really does. You're absolutely right about that. If there's any play I don't like from Lostl, it was that one. I really think that was the perfect opportunity to squash that last bit of setup from Goose. Oh my god, going for another Dragon Dance. That's so greedy. Oh no.
Unfortunately, it's not going to work out in Lostl's favor. He may be able to pick up this Revavroom, but you're relying entirely on special damage into the rest of the team as Cynthia's going to fall to the Toxic Poisoning, and Aloe's in the back, nice and healthy. 50% health, and it could regenerate even more. So it's definitely looking worrying now.
That was a crazy bunch of turns. Also, I really think dropping the ball on a lot of it. There's a Grimmsnarl at 3% and his Zapdos at 5%, as opposed to a healthy Mence in the back. I really think he should have just gone Grimmsnarl on Revavroom after he Volt Switched. It would have put him in a great position. He would have got a free Thunder Wave off after that Lumberry got eaten, and then if Goose got like greedy, he got actually seen the Ivy Cudgel. So this Ogerpon did not have a single move to hit into Moth. That last minute Reflect going up. It's all on Chimecho here.
On Chimecho, can it pull it out?
Oh my goodness!
With that, but we know that this Aloe has Mirror Coat.
Yep.
And this Ninetales may still have Encore, and it could still put up Veils and such, so it's going to be a tall task for this Chimecho. But if it gets to like max special attack with Calm Mind or something like that, who knows?
Oh my gosh, all of this is riding on a fucking Chimecho. This is fucking crazy. Ivy Cudgel doing jack shit. And we do see the Cosmic Power, not Calm Mind.
Cosmic Power revealed. I don't know if that's going to be able to break past Aloe.
Oh my gosh.
Without the additional step boost to Chimecho's special attack from Calm Mind.
Holy shit. I mean, honestly, like, even though that last move on Ninetales might be Encore, straight up, Mirror Coat is the only thing standing between Lostl and a win right now. With a last Mon Chimecho and a full Reflect Up, negating the damage from this Ogerpon. The Swords Dance coming out. We see a Charge Beam and a stat raise. You definitely want to go for this kill right now. Absolutely want to go for... Oh, shoot. But if you go for this kill, and the Ninetales clicks Encore, and then the Aloe clicks Mirror Coat... Oh my god, this is scary as shit right now.
We'll see.
My gosh. Aloe actually coming in first. I think... Oh my god.
Would you not just continue to Cosmic Power in this situation?
Yep, yeah, absolutely. That Scald, that burn would...
Get burn, yep. And so that's going to negate leftovers. Maybe this last move is Recover, though, and it is.
Oh my god. This is fucking crazy.
Ninetales paralyzed. Maybe it doesn't get the Veil up.
Oh, wait, but also... Oh my god. Is it going to do it? Holy crap.
Encore, now would be the time to click it. Oh my goodness.
I'm guessing it doesn't have Encore. I mean, I don't know what this last move could be.
It must not. If it went for Veil first,
Honestly, worst possible scenario is this last move is Hypnosis, and it's totally useless at this point. These special attack raises. Oh my gosh, if this Veil goes away and he maxes out.
This is winnable for this Chimecho.
Holy crap, I think this Chimecho is going to win.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Yeah, just freeze dry, but you can't freeze anymore.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it over?
The 70% on these Charge Beam special attack raises as well.
Oh my god.
Charge Beam, Cosmic Power, Stored Power, Recover, Leftovers, Terra Steel, Chimecho.
You gotta just keep Cosmic Power and get that win.
Boosting.
Oh, it's 100% Aloe. I think if he just if he oh my god, this is insane.
This is so insane.
If he maxes out,
stall the Veil, max out. Yeah, that's the plan.
If he maxes out, does he actually get this kill? I think he actually might. He doesn't. I just calced it. He doesn't. He needs Charge Beam boosts. Oh my god. This is insane. Just going for flip turn chip. Yeah, I mean, he's just going for flip turn chip. If he's not going to hit into him, he doesn't have anything else to do. You guys should just wait for him to hit him.
Maybe in this position, Lostl calling another flip turn for some additional chip.
No, don't do that. That would be fucking insane to do.
Surely not. It's so close, though.
I think surely, best thing you could do right now, max out your oh my god, max out your Cosmic Powers, get fully healthy, and then start going for the Charge Beam boosts. That's your best way to win. There's no other way to play it, really. You could even go for a Recover right here. Yeah. Go for the recover. Nice. Great. Go for charge beam boost.
PP stall. Can you not? You can PP stall out Miracotes. Miracote has a ton of PP, but eventually it will run out with all of this setup move because Cosmic Power also has 32. Recover has 6 more. It's potentially PP stallable. I don't know.
It is.
Not if it goes for flip turns as well, but...
Oh my god, the crazy thing is actually, I think this charge beam, if he hits this aloe, I think he's actually going to kill himself with Miracote. Holy shit. I actually think you do have to go for this. Oh,
yeah,
no, wait.
It might be the PP stall type play. We could be in for a long one, Wagon Fruit.
Maybe, but also I think stored power might just kill with these special... I think I'm calcing it wrong. I think this is a kill here.
I think so. Oh man, that would be insane.
I'm gonna just do a really quick calculation, but I think you actually win if you just click stored power.
100%.
Yep.
Aloe. Really?
Yes, you actually, the minimum roll is 105. If you stored power here, you win.
Oh
if
my goodness.
If you charge beam...
No, or will he continue to try
no, he's got to calc it. He's really got to calc it, but if you do this... It's over! And Chimecho
wins with Chimecho. Oh my goodness. Well played from both contestants, but what a conclusion. Wow.
That's crazy.
That is so crazy. This is going down in some JJDL Hall of Fame. We had, in Season 1, I believe it was Flapple with his Quaxwell putting in the work. And now we have Terra Steel Lucian the Chimecho for Lostl. That is absolutely crazy.
Oh my god. Goose saying he choked it a bit. Did he have Encore? He did have an actual situation where he could have Encored him into stored power. Oh, wait. Did Goose have Encore? Drum roll. Wait, whoa, hold on. I'm actually really curious. What was the last move on Ninetales? Goose. I'm super curious about this. If it was Encore, he actually did have a way to win.
That's true, but even then, that para from Grimmsnarl maybe would have come in clutch with that yellow magic. You never know.
Oh my god.
Let's see, though. Really? I'm guessing it's not Encore because it was such a good click into setup.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, best thing that Goose could have done is Encore him to stored power while it was still not much base power because he could have just Encored him into that and get the guaranteed Miracote.
Psyshock
for Moth.
Oh, that makes sense too.
That makes sense. Offensive Ninetales. Wow.
Indeed.
Yeah, so in that situation, if Lostl played it correctly, that was a guaranteed win for Chimecho. Crazy Chimecho set, really good charge beam, boosting the special attack to get past Miracote AV Aloe is nutty, but he pulls it out. That was great.
Insane prep. I remember since I was helping him team build, he thought of Chimecho on his own. I was thinking oh, what 6 would be good into Goose's team?
Yeah.
He pulled out Chimecho. This is his. This is his Chimecho. I cannot be happier for Lostl with the way that this Chimecho just won a 1 versus 3 into Goose's team with Aurora Veil and Ninetales and AV Aloe. Wow. What a conclusion.
That was totally
GG's
crazy.
Again to both players. Goose definitely played that one out of his mind too. That early game was looking so dire for Lostl as the momentum was just constantly in Goose's favor, chipping down and eventually eliminating that Iron Moth. It looked like Ninetales was going to have a great time.
Honestly, it looked like Ogrepon was going to have a crazy time if he got set up.
That's true.
Palpatine
living on 1 HP.
Yep, that was
living on 1 HP.
super clutch, and honestly, that's him staying in for that reason. Very, very good play. Holy crap.
You never know. You never know. Maybe if some of those rolls for Goose went differently and one of those 1 HP lives ended up being a death for Lostl, then the entire outcome of this game could be different. But congratulations to Lostl. Well played to Goose. Wow.
And you know
I'm
what?
still in shock.
Yeah, you know what? What I'm most proud of him for? I'm proud of him for not clicking Jet Punch into that Ogrepon. I'm really proud of him for that. To actually be like, I'm going to risk reward this and click Boom Burst. Fantastic. Really, really happy that he did that. That was great and honestly shifted the entire game. That was incredible from Lostl. Really great Chimecho set. Super great shit. And that concludes it. thank you for commentating with me, Central. That was fun.
Yeah, of course, this was fun.
An hour-long
what an
one.
amazing battle. What an amazing battle. Yeah, it was a long one, but holy crap, it was worth it.
I was
very entertaining from our two competitors here. Wow. Insane stuff. I couldn't be more than happy to watch this game live, and in addition, I couldn't be more than happy to watch this game live with you. Drop a sub to my boy Wagon Fruit if you haven't already. Come on. What are you doing with your life?
You're too kind. You're too kind. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked the commentary, let me know. If you didn't like it, also let me know. But we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.